awesome. We are the Cult of Awesome.
Yep.
I'm Fluffy.
I'm Sco.
I'm PapaKenn.
He's a caffeine junkie, too.
Says the one that's not... I'm the one drinking caffeine.
I thought, well, Will's up at 5 in the morning, so he's clearly got something wrong with him. So.
Yeah.
I got you too, that's the problem.
See, this is the problem of a fucking international collaboration channel, is if we ever want to do anything together, Will's got to wake up at stupid o'clock in the morning.
Or we need to stay up stupidly late.
We're not sponsored by Coca-Cola, so I have to cover my cam.
Wait, we're not? What happened? You signed the contract the other day.
What? I told you about signing shit without talking to me! They do this all the fucking... They just change shit on the channel, and they don't talk to me. They're just fucking like, oh, by the way, Fluffy, I know you're at the gym, or I know you're at college, so you definitely can't apply to us, but we're doing this. Okay. No!
We're quite bad for that.
Alright, let's get on with the topics. And since it's the order appearing on my Skype at the minute, let's do PapaKenn, then Skull, and then myself. So, PapaKenn, what is your topic of topicness and topics?
My topic of topicness and topics.
And subjects, and subjects.
and subjects, I'm sorry.
Nice news.
Alright, so what I want to talk about is...
I'm so sorry, I just realised my tripod is wearing my slipper.
That's what I want to talk about. Far too many times, Joe's tripod is wearing his slipper.
I've got to open
and it's
a
just
window
completely
here.
unprofessional.
I'm dying. Okay.
Okay, well, what is your topic of the day?
Alright, my topic of the day is essentially scalpers and resellers and the hell that they've been putting gamer fans through, well, I would say especially the last few weeks, but, also just in general over the last several years.
I've got to ask, what the fuck is a scalper? It just makes me think of like Red Indians, like, whack, whack.
Racist?
No!
That's very racist.
Fuck off! Red Indians scalp people, that is a thing! Oh, what's a thing? Not anymore.
It's a racist thing.
You're a racist thing!
Moving on.
Moving on. Swiftly.
Okay. A scalper is essentially someone that, it's like you got ticket scalpers, like people that will go to Concert Hall or Ticketmaster and buy like 50 tickets, and then they'll sell them online.
Bastards.
And basically, they buy stuff and then they sell it extra for a profit. So, like a concert might be worth $50, but thanks to the scalpers, you might have to end up paying $100 or more, or pounds or more.
I've noticed people do that with everything though, because I go to Summer in the City every year, which is the YouTube event in London, and it's exactly the same with that. Like, their tickets will sell out in minutes. Like, see, the moment it turns 6 o'clock, the tickets go on sale. When it hit 6 o'clock, I joined, and it said I was 700th in the queue. I got my tickets, right? But
700?
700th in the queue. See, by the end of it only lasted 10 minutes before 5,000 tickets were sold out. And then they're on eBay straight away, but they're triple the price. It is ridiculous. And people make Facebook groups just to sell their tickets.
I'm sure it's actually illegal.
See, I don't know actually. I don't know what the law on it is.
I'm fairly sure that most tickets have a disclaimer on the back of them talking about redistribution.
Probably. But it's not just tickets though, is it? Well, I remember watching
your
video.
It was with what are they called? The Nintendo figures, because there was loads of people talking about them. Amiibos, that's it. Amiibo! It sounds like a Mexican Haribo. Hey, gringo, you want some Amiibos, eh? I've got the strawberry!
That's 2 racist jokes so far from Republic. See how many we get by the end of the cast. For those people who are totally unaware or just didn't actually see it, the reason it's called PodCOAst is because it looks like PodCOAst, but it's Coa as in Cult of Awesome. It makes sense. Shut up.
I like it.
It could be a reference to Half-Life 2 Lost Coast, which they brought out before Half-Life 2, just to prove how good the Valve engine was So it could be a really obscure reference.
That's true. Right, there's a Hoover in the background, so this
Yeah,
might get loud.
I was wondering about that.
It just...
Skull, just save your work for another day, please.
I'm just hoovering.
Oi, Ma! Go turn off the fucking...
While you're at it, make me tea!
Put the fucking whiskey in it!
Alright, to jump back on topic real quick.
Yeah, right, back to topic.
Yeah, obscure reference that you guys won't get.
Yes, probably. But, so the biggest one recently, other than the amiibos, would have to be the Majora's Mask limited editions. Well, you had the actual game that was coming out with a limited edition figure, which apparently sold out in like 15 minutes. I wasn't even going to try and bother for that one. But then they announced the new 3DS XL, and there was going to be a Majora's Mask edition of that. And of course, it sold out pretty much everywhere it went on pre-sale within 15 to 30 minutes. And, well, that's why I made my video, you know, my little rant about, you know, it's basically ruining it for the actual fans of, you know, Nintendo, the actual fans of these games, because the pre-sellers buy them, and then literally, within minutes of them confirming their pre-sale, the eBay sales go up, and therefore, I think the smallest I saw was $500.
Seriously, for a figure?
This
is Majora's Mask.
Yeah, for a $200, you know, system, which is, you know, expensive enough by itself,
Yeah.
but then you have these assholes jacking up the price, and there were some up to, like, you know, $1,000, I think possibly more. It was absolutely ridiculous.
Wait, $1,000 for a hunk of plastic?
Yeah.
Why do I feel like people would still spend that money?
Oh, they would. That's why scalpers do this, because they know people are desperate enough. It's like, oh, it's a collector's edition. I have to have it. And people with money will shell it out.
See,
I have only ever owned one, like, game figurine sort of thing in my life. And that was when, you guys remember Splinter Cell, what was the one after Chaos, after Double Agent? The,
Chaos Theory?
Conviction. No, that was one before it. Conviction. And, they sold out of the, like, they sold out the case for the original version, but they didn't actually have any of the discs. So they gave me the limited edition, which had the figurine as well, for no extra charge. And that's the only reason I have ever owned a game figurine.
Nice.
It's pretty cool. I've actually still got it, just not here, but
okay, so
in my other house.
I'm sure the viewers and all that have probably got their own experience with scalpers, but here's the question that we should be trying to answer is, how could we actually stop this? How could anyone stop scalpers? Like, what systems could we do or invent that would prevent scalpers?
That's actually
Quite simply.
That's actually one thing I wanted to talk about, because yesterday I actually was able to order a Majora's Mask limited edition new 3DS XL. I was able to do it. Yes. And the thing that happened is, and okay, I'll just be honest, I'm not a huge fan of GameStop because of a lot of their practices and just a lot of the things they do as a company.
Yeah,
but
the GameStop apparently seems to be the CEX of America, so...
Basically. But they did something absolutely amazing, and I think just one huge step in helping to fight the scalpers. And it's basically anyone that ordered more than one unit had those extra orders canceled and refunded. And they set it to where you could only order one. So, I mean, scalpers can still get around that. Like, they can have other people go out and buy them. They can go to other locations, or multiple locations, and buy them, I'm sure. But it's still something to help fight against it, because if the scalpers really want to do it, they've got to put forth some extra effort. Not just call up or go online and click, 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 I've got 10 pre-orders.
Yeah.
That's quite clever.
Absolutely, and that's honestly, I don't think there's any way to completely, destroy scalping, because it's going to happen in some form.
Plus, on top of that, it's kind of, in a way, it is legal, because if you buy something but it's the wrong size or you don't want it, you're legally entitled to sell it, and you can sell it for whatever price you like. So, in a way, it's not necessarily illegal. The only thing that makes it seem that way is because it's normally brand new products or like the biggest and newest thing.
Exactly.
But it's no different to taking it back into like
I think the best
pawn
way
shop.
the best way we could possibly combat this is because if, say, for example, obviously, if you buy let's say all right, I'm going to talk music because this is the best way I could possibly put it. In the Jimi Hendrix Axis Boulder's Love, one of the most classic records of all time, you'd have bought that for about a £5 back then. Nowadays, it's worth over £300. So the thing we need to be careful of is you could put a stopper on how much more you could set the price at, but at the same time, you need to be careful you're not going to, cut a massive loss on what could turn out to be a massive collectible. So I think there needs to also be a time distance between receiving it and reselling it. And that needs to be a legal issue. Like in the disclaimer of buying the figure, you cannot resell this product until X amount of time has passed. And I think that might be the only real way we're going to combat this.
Even then, though, it goes back to what I was saying about how, what if, like, for example, what if I bought an album, but then I look in the loft and I'm like, oh, actually, I already have this album.
Then you're an idiot.
I don't need the second one, so I should be legally entitled to sell it on. And there's nothing stopping you having, like...
Oh, yeah, but you can sell it on, but if your intentions are honourable, you're not going to mind waiting, like, just a couple of weeks or so until you can resell it, just to reduce the risk of scalpers.
But then where's that argument, like, where's the line between being honourable and being a scalper? Like,
the point is, the scalpers buy them before anyone else has the opportunity to do so. So if you have a 2-week waiting period or so between you receiving the product and you being able to resell the product, that's a 2-week window for the people who want to sell it without having the knickers pulled down.
Don't know, what do you think, Will?
I think that's a good direction to go. I mean, it's such a complicated area, or like such a complicated situation that I feel like...
Point one to Fluffy.
It would have to be... Say what?
Point one to Fluffy.
Point one to arsehole, more like.
Yes. But...
Point one to Fluffy!
Okay, fine. Half a point to Fluffy.
Fuck you! Fuck
500 points to Gryffindor.
Woo! Wait, I'm not Gryffindor. I'm Slytherin in your bed.
But I honestly think that in the end,
just ignore my creepy joke.
I will.
Yeah,
because
that's exactly what we're doing.
in order for them to like really fight it, I don't think there can just be like a blanket method put forward. It would have to be something more detailed. And unfortunately, when it comes to rules and laws, they love just making like blanket statements, like okay, no one can sell anything within 2 weeks of it being created, which, for some people, they might not be resellers exactly, but their primary source of income, or their store may be online. So they're not scalping anything, but they acquired the resources legitimately, and they want to, be able to sell their product, but they can't because of that, just that proposed 2-week rule.
Yeah.
Well, I think there needs to be a difference between distribution and resale. Like, obviously, if someone's running an eBay store and that's their income, to receive products legally and resell them legally at a responsible price, that to me is distribution, the same way a store would receive like groceries. Sorry for the Americanisms, I'm trying to communicate to Will. Like the same way like places would receive their items to sell to customers. I would say an eBay store similar, so that would be protected by distribution laws as opposed to resale laws.
I can see that.
Fluffy for Prime Minister 2015. Let's do this.
Okay, so I think it's about time, just because we've been on this topic for 15 minutes, let's ask the viewers a question on what's your views on scalping, and do you have any methods to stop it? So
I prefer tomahawks myself to get a nice clean up.
Racist joke number 3.
That was not me! I didn't mention race!
We're just putting race on it, though. Okay, so leave your
You
comments down
can't
below.
call a race card if you're not of a different race to me!
I'm part Mexican.
Oh, fuck off!
So leave your comments below on your views on scalping and any suggestions you might have on anything we spoke about. Moving on to the next topic.
Alright, looks like Score's next.
Yes.
That long-nosed prick. I'm sorry, but the picture you got on Skype right now, your nose just seems to If I had 3D glasses, I would be shit scared right now.
See these guys? So mean to me.
You brought it on
Nothing
yourself,
but
brother.
lovely. Right, so my topic is the future of YouTube for gamers and should they move to Twitch. So, straight off the bat, thoughts on this, guys? Should YouTubers that do gaming be more involved in Twitch than YouTube? And where do you see it going? I mean, PewDiePie is, like, he's the number one, obviously, but even his future's not going to be on there forever. So where do they go when they're done?
Well, I know Twitch is the most popular one right now. I think there's another one that people are gravitating toward as well, but, like, just in general, like, to refer to Twitch as, like, you know, websites outside of YouTube, I think that it, like, down the line, it probably will be the best way to go, because, I mean, especially as more companies, like, unfortunately, Nintendo, will tend to flag a lot of people's videos. I think it's gonna, like, if it gets worse, as I assume it's probably going to, you know, the Let's Players and people that, you know, do video game videos in general will start to gravitate more toward Twitch, where I mean, I don't have a Twitch account, obviously, but I can only assume the rules are not quite so strict.
See, the problem with Twitch, though, is it's all live streaming, so it means that people can't really edit their videos.
Oh.
See, the thing is, they sort of go hand in hand. Like, I remember, I don't know if it was on Twitch specifically, but a long ass time ago, like with PewDiePie, he used to live stream like every few weeks or so. And I watched the shit out of those live streams. They were the funniest fucking thing. And the reason I found out about them was because he recorded the footage, or I don't know if you can download it. I've got a Twitch account, but I've never fucking used it. I keep
Amen,
intending
brother.
to, but we should start a Cult of Awesome live stream.
One step at a time. Let's do the podcast first.
Yeah. But they sort of go hand in hand, because what he always did was he would take like highlights out of that live stream and edit them and put them on a video. The way I see it, you can use Twitch to promote LiveTube. What? You can use Twitch to promote your YouTube, and you can use YouTube to promote Twitch. I think it can go hand in hand. And obviously you can be a Twitch partner as well. So you can make quite a healthy living using one to feed the other, and vice versa.
So, but the problem I'm seeing with it is that like they're not going to last forever. I mean, you take a look at YouTube. Yeah, exactly. Like YouTube, PewDiePie's channel. So he's got what, like 33 million subscribers. Yet his videos don't really peak 3 million views anymore. So like he gets to that. He's at that point where he's got so many subscribers that like his views aren't going to go up anymore. Like he physically cannot grow anymore. He can gain subscribers, but they're just going to end up dead accounts because they'll just replace the dead ones. So I don't think his views are going to go up. So his future, like, I think he's at the peak where he's not going to get any bigger.
See, does anyone remember the subscriber dead drop of 2013?
Yes, I do indeed.
I feel like PewDiePie is going to get hit by one of those, and it's going to hit him like a ton of bricks. It's going to go, literally, it's going to go from 30 million down to like fucking 10 million, if that. Because there's so many inactive YouTube accounts, and think about it. How many people do you know who've started a gaming channel and then just forgotten about it, and then rebooted on a different channel, and then forgotten about it, and rebooted again, and again, and every time they'll be using that account as a personal account as well, so they will be subscribing to PewDiePie. So the people who are doing this aren't one, aren't two, but they are 5 subscriptions to PewDiePie. Because I did it the same. I started off as Baldy Boy 1, and I subscribed to PewDiePie. And then I was fucking 8. I was 8. Then I was Callum is not fluffy. And I subscribed to PewDiePie. Then I was Unfluffy Callum. And then I subscribed to PewDiePie. And then I was Unfluffy Gaming. And then I subscribed to PewDiePie. And now I'm the Cult of Awesome. And I don't subscribe to anyone because I'm a miserable bastard. But that's not the point.
Right, so here's the question I want to ask you guys mostly is, where is PewDiePie's future? Like, well, he can't keep doing YouTube forever. It has to end at some point. So what, for a personality like that, for like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, the Game Grumps, when they're finished on YouTube, what's next for them?
Well, I mean, like, Nerdcube was talking about this a couple of years ago when YouTube first started really fucking over the bigger YouTubers. Nerdcube already had shall we say a end game all works out, he was going to, basically what he was going to start doing was he was going to continue making the videos, but he was going to host them from his own website. And very much, I think once you're a YouTuber, once you spend, I mean, for example, Jacksepticeye's been doing this for what, 2 years or so now? You know, PewDiePie's been doing this since fucking 2011. So realistically, on their CVs, they're going to have a giant-ass gap where they're just going to put online entertainer or YouTube partner or something like that. And any employer is going to look at that and think, well, this guy has just been wasting his time.
It kind of
YouTube comes with a price because employability for them has just gone, pew. So after YouTube, if they don't continue with their own brand, their own business, they haven't really got anywhere else to go.
Well,
except
what's your thoughts on that? Shut up, Fluffy! Shut the fuck up! I want Will to talk.
I was just gonna say, it kind of depends.
By the way,
fuck you. It kind of depends on the employer's perspective because, I mean, YouTube is still seen as just a silly place to be for a lot of entertainers for now, but it like, people's opinions of YouTubers, especially the bigger ones, have been changing over time, though. So, like, I don't know, I feel like when it comes to that, it will all depend on what the person did, or even, you know, what they do more professionally. Like, yeah, the Game Grumps, they basically spend their time, you know, playing video games, so it's like, you know, they're an online personality in that way. But Egoraptor, he's a very good animator and a very good voice actor, so that's also on his resume. Danny from the Game Grumps, he's a musician, and I mean, he's basically got 2 bands. He has a Ninja Sex Party, I think it is, and then Starbomb.
What?
So
did I hear that first one right?
Yeah,
Ninja Sex Party, yeah.
Yeah, you need to check out the channel. It's good. See,
I might actually. That sounds.
I think it helps on YouTube if you've got like a business mind or a business perspective, because if you look at the Philip DeFranco show, right? I used to hate that guy, but I watch him now because I like him. But he does his channel very, very clever, because what he does is he knows that YouTube is the moneymaker for him. That's where he gets all his views. But what he does this news show called the Philly D Show, and he talks about all these relevant, like the most relevant things. So right off the bat, that's where he's getting his views, because he's talking about the most relevant topics and the things that are happening now.
Yep.
But he talks about all these different stories, loads of them, some funny, and he always includes a secret link, and everything he talks about is in the description, the first thing in the description, but every single link goes to his personal website, so that it gets all of the hits, no matter what you want, like whatever he talks about, whatever you click on, takes straight to his website. Every episode he does is sponsored by someone, sometimes his own website sponsors him, and I don't understand how that works. But in the end of the day, he actually rakes in more views on his website than he does on his YouTube channel now. So he's managed to he started on YouTube, but he's turned it round and got more people to go to his website. And it's the same as Smosh. They started off, obviously, on YouTube, and now their website is bigger than their YouTube channel.
Yeah, who still watches Smosh? I used to watch them religiously when I first started doing YouTube seriously, and now they're just like, yeah, I've seen it all before. Better question, that fucking hat that they always wear when they're pretending to be kids with the fucking fan on top. Who the fuck ever wore one of those as a kid? Who the fuck ever wore those?
I have no idea.
I'm really glad you guys laughed, because I'm really concerned that one of you was going to say I did. So.
If I ever did, I blocked it out of my memory.
Okay, so
right, just for that, I'm gonna Photoshop your icon, so that hat's now got a fan on it.
My cats are getting mad at each other because I haven't fed them yet.
You're getting mad at each other. He hasn't fed me. I blame you. Why me?
Pretty much.
Don't know, but I don't like you.
Okay, so let's move on to the next topic.
Really? That was quick.
No, it's not. It's been another 15 minutes.
Alright, so I want to talk about something. I don't know what I think about it, if I'm honest. You may or may not have heard of it. The way you will have heard of it is they had an advertisement on Facebook about playing Minecraft in 3D in your living room. There's something called Microsoft HoloLens.
Yes.
Now, what this basically does is it's a hologram. There is no other way of putting it. It's a hologram. Now, what it's going to do is it seems to adapt to your surroundings, and it basically works almost like a smartphone. Like, it knows where you're looking, because it's literally the Oculus Rift, but Google Glasses. It's literally Google Glasses meets Kinect, and it seems really fucking cool. Like,
it's basically Iron Man tech.
Yeah. Thank you. You look at the wall, and it'll have like the icons, like, as if it was a smartphone, and it knows where you're looking, and it's a gesture like that, and it works like a mouse, and it's really cool. And there's so much potential for it. Like, it projects like TVs onto the wall, and you can like enlarge them and stuff like that. You can access apps. You can have like to-do lists stuck on the wall that you can interact with. It seems to have like live CAD. If you don't know what that means, like it's computer-aided design. So you can like in the trailer there was a woman who was working on a motorbike, and she had a hologram of this bike in front of her and all these different designs. And then she looked at the actual bike and it applied the designs, and she could see where everything was, and she could adjust it in real time to see how she wanted it. And it's like, this is incredible. The fact technology has now reached a point where we can live design things that aren't real.
Right, for those who haven't seen what Fluffy's talking about, we'll include a link to this down below so you can see.
One thing that's got me on edge about this is there was a trailer demonstrating a tool called... What's it called? Holo Studio. And in Holo Studio, it's basically Paint, but 3D. You've got like a ton of 3D objects, and you make shit with it. And there's a demonstration of this woman. She made like a quadcopter, and then you can 3D print these objects. And they said, here's one we made earlier, and it was a quadcopter, but it worked. Now, what I'm not understanding is where it got the mechanics to actually function, because they 3D printed the object directly from the Holo Studio. Where did it get the mechanics to actually make it work? So this is what brings me on to the idea that we can't trust trailers anymore, and Watch Dogs is a prime example of that.
As is Google Glass.
Yes. Yeah. Fucking yes.
I've used Google Glass, though. Like, I actually got to
Really?
wear one. And, Summer in the City last year, Google Glass was there, and I got to use it. It wasn't that impressive. It was like a tiny little square at the top. Like, it was like wearing glasses without any glass, but a tiny little square up the top corner that would only, when you look at it, would let you see like a tiny screen. That was it. It wasn't projecting anything or showing you any 3D stuff. It was literally just a tiny screen on your glasses.
Realistically, the trailer could be completely pre-rendered. There is nothing stopping that trailer from being made in After Effects.
Yeah.
Not even slightly.
It was. Like, it had to have been, because...
I mean, the demonstration literally showed the home screen, so to speak, and the studio, and her building this. And like I say, that quadcopter suspiciously worked after being 3D printed directly from something that literally creates 3D objects. I can't... I mean, one thing that looks really cool and that I'm kind of excited about is if this works, it seems to work like a heads-up display. Like, you can have like a Skype call in
basically.
like, the corner of your eye there, and you're talking to them, and like if you're like repairing something, they can
some
like
connection troubles here.
it can show you exactly what to do, like in sort of real space, in 3D space. So it seems to be constantly aware of your surroundings at the same time as everything else. That, or you're gonna have to calibrate it every time you set foot in a new building, which I could see that being the issue.
Hey, Sco, did you pick up what Joe was saying? Because he went out on me.
Yeah, it cut out on me as well.
It cut out on you?
Yeah, I couldn't
both
hear you.
of us.
Alright, basically,
It's alright, the camera got it though.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's true.
Now, it's got a lot of potential, like, with gaming. Because what I'm thinking of gaming is stuff like... There was a video circulating a while ago on YouTube called Real Life Call of Duty, and I think it was a promo for Google Glass. And it was like it would pick up the game, and it would, like, you know, to connect the glasses together as two people. And it sort of built the world around you as Call of Duty. So you could... Well, obviously, it was environmentally aware of everything. And it gave you that guns, and you were pretending to play Call of Duty with me. So it's got a lot of gaming potential. Obviously, Skull, you do parkour, so you could sort of build Mirror's Edge around you almost, and you could literally play Mirror's Edge in real life.
Yeah, I can see that, but like the problem that I've got believing anything like that is if you go outside, like, because how a lot of these things work is it detects the square, like the size of the room. You can't do that outside, so I don't understand how it would work outside unless it was like the Google Glass thing that I've seen where it's literally just like a tiny screen and shows you stuff.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. Like, do you guys think this is going to be a flop?
I feel like, especially from the demonstration and from what I saw, because I watched one of the recent Phil DeFranco shows, he said that he's heard from people that have actually used the prototypes, and they said that it's like apparently works pretty well. It does. I mean, it's not exactly the way that they display it in the trailer.
Yeah.
Because
as always, as always.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But they said that it's much better than Google Glass, and it actually does work. I mean, it's in prototype stages at this point still, obviously, but it's like they're not just blowing smoke, I guess you would say.
See, my problem I've got with these things is, does society even need them?
Oh, like, God, no.
Are we really going to walk around in the future and everyone's going to be wearing these? And it's like, I don't
think it has the potential to be cool, but yeah, kind of pointless.
Yeah.
I mean, the idea that you could Skype call someone, but then again, the problem you're going to have is, I guarantee, if there's Skype involved, there's going to be data involved.
Oh, yeah.
Because I guarantee they're not going to set up like a global hotspot for it, so you're going to have to buy... It's like the tablet, when everyone thought, oh my god, you could carry this portable internet device around. As soon as any sort of internet connection is involved, it's going to involve tariffs, and it's going to involve money.
Well, yeah, because that's how do people pay for it otherwise?
Exactly. And people seem to forget this, like, it's sort of... I don't want to say naivety, but people seem to not take into account the fact that there's internet involved, so you're going to have to pay for it. Subconsciously, we want to think, so we sort of... What the fuck was that?
What's that?
Will?
What?
What was that?
I'm playing with my baby Groot.
As you do.
Is that a euphemism or something? Right.
It's not
Here's what I can hear. I'm playing with my baby Groot, whatever the fuck that is, and all I can do is...
Once you see the video, you'll know what I'm talking about.
I really fucking don't want to be honest, from what this sounds like.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know you guys would actually hear that, so continue. Bloopers!
Right, back on topic. One thing I'm slightly worried about is it showed a guy, and he appeared to be on Mars. Now, obviously, that's supposed to be a hologram, but it can change your surroundings to make it look like you're somewhere else. Now, there's two problems with that. One, you've now lost all environmental awareness, so you can walk in front of a fucking truck while you're on Mars. And two, that could easily become a problem for cyber attacks, because you're connected to the internet. So what's stopping some malicious fucker hacking into your glasses and making you think you're somewhere you're not? You're tripping fucking balls because you're in the wilderness all of a sudden.
I have a solution. I've got a solution for this though. Take off your glasses.
Alright, I'll give you that.
It's not rocket science, but it works.
As far as... I have a feeling that... I mean, obviously the point is to sort of, make the person feel like that they're, actually on Mars or whatever. But I have a feeling that it's not just going to be a deal where, you can only, walk around the environment, because then you're basically limited to the size of the room you're in. So I have a feeling it'll have some sort of control that'll be like, okay, so pan this way, pan that way. And it won't just be, the space you can move yourself in, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. It'll probably work the same way if you ever used Photo Booth on a Mac. Basically, they've got this feature where,
Do I look like I could afford to use a Mac?
They've got a feature where, you step out of the frame, right, and then the camera recognises your background and turns it into, a moving image, like a roller coaster, and then you come back in it, and obviously it recognises that you're not part of the background, so it looks like the whole green screen effect. The glasses might work similar to that it will ask for you to, look at certain parts of your surroundings, so that it recognises them, and then it just projects it onto whatever it's recognised, so that if you move, you ruin it.
Yeah, if there's no real natural environmental recognition, then it's going to be a calibration job, so...
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe there's going to be a switch on the side of the headset where it's shall we say, outside mode, and then it'll work just as a heads-up display, as opposed to, environmental projection. It's maybe because this is something that, this already exists, is location awareness. People can, technology can detect when you're in your home area.
Yeah.
So maybe it will detect when you're home, and then it can set up the, like the screens and the stuff around your house. So, I don't know, it's either going to be a massive success, and we finally made a huge technological leap that wasn't because I'm thinking this is going to be the Kinect all over again. Because when I saw the trailer for the Kinect, I was like, oh my god, this is going to be awesome! And then I played the Kinect, and I was like, oh my god! And then they included the Kinect with the Xbox One. I was like, fuck off and let it die! Yeah. So it's either going to be the Microsoft equivalent. Well, no, Kinect was Microsoft, so.
Yeah.
The PlayStation iToy, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, no. The iToy was fucking sick. For its time, that was the shit.
My cat is eating my earbuds. Stop it.
Stop it!
Okay.
Stop it.
Sounds so Scottish.
Donkey.
Right. So,
Spider-Man.
what questions do we give the viewers based on this one?
Are they excited for it?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Are you excited for it? And do you think it's going to be a flop? And if so, what evidence do you have to? Because you can't just say, I think it's going to be shit because it's Microsoft. As valid a point as that is, Windows 8 being a prime example, Windows 8 being a prime example, and Windows 10 being a further example, because they've done fuck all with it. I still haven't figured it out, because they said there was some legal reason as to why they couldn't use Windows 9, even though they'd already started development on it.
Okay, so, concluding thoughts on this podcast, because we're now on to 40 minutes.
Yeah, we're going to have to wrap this one up. So yeah, the trailer is as proven it's going to be really good or really bad. So we're in a watchdog situation once again. Scalpers are pricks and need their dicks shopping off, and I literally cannot remember what the fuck Skull was talking about.
The future of gaming on YouTube, you prick.
It's probably not going to go anywhere. It's likely to make you slightly less employable if you're doing just gaming and stuff like that. Yeah, that's my concluding thoughts. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I can see YouTube constantly evolving and finding new things. Like, I could actually see a way of integrating YouTube with HoloLens. That could be a thing, actually.
Possibly.
That could be a very interesting thing.
But I mean, pretty much in all areas I have to agree with Fluffy. It's just, yeah, pretty much everything he said.
Okay, so we've concluded. So.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, conclusion. Scalpers are dicks. YouTube's not going anywhere. Integration with HoloLens and Microsoft is either going to shoot themselves in the foot or not.
Okay, so with that said, leave your suggestions and comments down below as what you would like us to talk about next time. Leave any comments or suggestions on anything we've spoke about today. And thank you so much for watching. If we do get this onto iTunes, feel free to download it and share it with your friends. And until next time, AWESOMEITES, later days.
Later days!
Later! Fluffy's a prick!
Audio's going. Get your cameras going, gentlemen.
Going.
Alright.
Hang on, give me a second.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Scar.
I'm fixing my hair.
You fucking puff.
Should I stop recording?
Nope, keep recording because I just want to fucking get this over with.
Thoughts. Right, hang on.
Skull, come on!
I just need to reach for my coffee, that's the only thing I have left to do.
I'm so glad you said coffee and not... Let's start. So, Call of Duty, Cult of Awesome Intro. Down, now. Oh no, that's Scuffy. Fuck's sake.
Good start.
Good start. Shut up.